All right, hello, greetings, and welcome everyone to this last CES video. It's crazy we've gotten this far. But yeah, so this last video is just kind of gonna be me talking about the CES event itself. First thing I would like to say is that it was so huge that there was no way I was going to be able to capture everything. And you will realize towards the end of this video that I kind of gave up on trying to get everything and just kind of do a broad overview. So I wanted to go ahead and talk about this stuff just so that you guys would be able to see and kind of experience a little bit of the event yourselves if you didn't get the chance to go. Now, the first thing that is pictured here is a set of Teslas that were going through the Vegas loop, is what they called it. Basically, they drove in these little tunnels back here in order to get to different areas of the CES event. You can see over here, you can go to the south building, the west building, or your resort. If you went to a hotel that was close by, they would be able to get you to your hotel. So yeah, this is the loop. You can see I got a few pictures there coming down the loop escalator. The loop itself was really cool to go through. I did not get a video going through it, partially because I was in that thing to travel from one place to another, and it was really hard to get my camera equipment out for that trip. And yeah, I didn't think about my phone at the time, even though I was taking pictures with my phone while I was going into the area for the loop. I was flabbergasted. There was too much going on. But yeah, I didn't get a picture or a video going through the loop, but it was really cool. And the walls were very, very, very close. Like, according to the guide that drove us to our first place, there was about 1.5 feet worth of space between the edge of the car, the mirror, and the wall. So yeah, it was really trippy. All right, the next thing here is the absolute largest screen I have ever seen. It is about 3 stories tall when you see it from top to bottom. It's really hard to tell in this picture or in this picture how huge it is, but if you look, there are people right in there, and the screen is taking up all of that real estate from the bottom up to the top. There's a space so people can walk under it, but it is still about a 3-story tall screen, and it was magnificent to behold. I did not get pictures of everything that it was displaying, but it was really cool to see. And yeah, it blew my mind. Like, the guy that I was walking with, his name was Joseph. The guy who I was walking with, we were just like kind of awestruck for a moment that that this particular screen existed, let alone was here and working in its full glory. So yeah, there's no seams, no lines, no anything to distinguish the fact that it's a screen that's bifurcated until you go around the back of it. I don't know if you can tell in this picture, but there's like a little space right here and right here and right here that shows you that these are basically a giant array of screens that were put together to make this one giant screen. So it was really cool to see. When we got into the West Hall, we were shown a bunch of stuff here. Zoox is a transportation situation that is supposed to be autonomous. They have a bunch of little cameras and sensors around, all the way around the car. You can see all the little sensor pods and stuff. And it's made to be able to go forward or backwards. If I remember correctly, there were lights like this on either side, but yeah, I think it goes both ways here, like it goes forward and backwards, or they can drive either way. I did not get clarification on that, so please don't quote me on that. In case it is wrong, I don't think it is, but it looks like it was just a vehicle that could go either direction. And then we took a look at Schaeffler's booth. Schaeffler does a lot of really cool stuff with motors. They've bought up a few companies recently to get into hub motors and things of that nature. So yeah. Oh, this was a cut up view of the inside of one of their motors. I love myself a good like sectional view of an item especially when it's very technically complicated. The way that they decide how to make these cuts and to show what and all this kind of stuff. I love the thought process that goes into that, as well as how cool the technology looks inside. So, yeah, another cool picture there. This was the Honda booth. I had a couple more pictures that I just wanted to kind of go through and a video here. The reason why I put this video in here is you might notice something a bit familiar when we get to the back of this vehicle. And on the sides here, oh, what is that shiny blackness there? What is that? Oh, and there's some shiny blackness in there. Oh, is that CFSMC? It looks like Honda is utilizing CFSMC in their vehicles. So this just kind of shows how cutting edge the Aptera is, because just now with their most recent concepts, Honda and a few other companies were experimenting with CFSMC and making it part of their vehicles, like visibly, like you can see it all the way around here in the hubcaps and in the side skirts and in the back. All right, and this was a really interesting piece of tech. It was a V8, essentially, that they are going to be putting into a motorcycle. I had a couple of pictures of the side view and the front view of this motor and the motorcycle that it was going to be going into. This was a Chinese company, I believe, that was putting this vehicle together. I do not know why they were freshly designing new V8s, except for the fact that, you know, it looked really neat. This was another vehicle that we saw that was like just interesting. Like it looked like a sports vehicle, like an off-roading situation. The ground height and the wheel wells and all that kind of stuff. It made it look like it was probably a vehicle for adventuring in the mountains or something. Also, there were a ton, a literal ton, like several tons worth of really fast looking cars at this event. And old boy walked right in front of me. I tried to notify him that I was recording, and that didn't work out. Anyway, yeah, a whole bunch of really race car-y situations here. Yeah, just all over the place. All over the place. There were all sorts of fast cars everywhere. And I took pictures of them just to kind of show how many there were. There were just a ton. I didn't even get, I probably got like 30% of the vehicles that were in there that looked fast. But yeah. CTNS had a booth, and they gave me a wonderful presentation that I forgot to record that talked about everything that CTNS has been doing and what they will do in their mission and all kinds of stuff like that. It was a great speech, and I feel terrible, but I did not record any of it at all. Yeah, just the booth itself. I got pictures of the Aptera collaboration battery pack situation. Oh my gosh, guys. When I tell you that LG pulled out all of the stops, they pulled out all of the stops. They had everything you could think of in there, including a cylindrical set of screens that popped out, as you can see, and there's a video here coming up that showed the screens actually moving. There were raindrops and jellyfish and clouds and all kinds of nature-y things that were strangely colored and toned. You know, purple clouds and you know, shiny rain, like you can see like the little light bars in the rain. Yeah, this thing was the centerpiece of their exhibit, but it did not even scratch the surface of what all they had in this place, in the LG booth. The LG booth took up, like if I were to compare it to Aptera's booth, it was like 15 or 20 Aptera booths like stuck together, and they just put a whole bunch of random crazy tech and stuff in there. They were the most technically impressive booth in the entire thing. Nobody even came close, and it was crazy because everything that they showed was unique. They had this refrigerator. This is a refrigerator that you can scroll through and see all kinds of stuff about your refrigerator. I didn't show it in this video, but you can change the background. You can look in the the refrigerator with that screen, and it shows you your food and your levels and your stuff, and you can decide on what you want to eat before you even open the refrigerator, saving energy and things of that nature. They had a literal see-through television, which I'm sure a lot of people have seen, but I just wanted to, make sure that I got a picture of it so I could show that there is nothing like you could see directly through this thing. I don't know the practical implications of such a device, but it looked cool anyway. They had a laptop section where you could try out all their, their laptops and ThinkPads and tablets and all that kind of stuff, and it was a pretty cool exhibit there as well. And they had a literal moving wall. I cannot describe to you guys how cool this thing looked in real life, and the camera does not do it justice, but there were a lot of really cool situations happening with this screen, like the way that it was moving, how fluid it was, how fast it was compared to, other walls, because other walls don't move. It was pretty impressive. They had a bunch of little scooters, like Segway scooters and stuff like that. They had EV charging station solutions. All right, and this last video was me realizing that I could not get everything that I wanted to get. So what I did is I did like a walk around, like a walkthrough of the South Hall, I believe this is. This is the North Hall. So I did a walkthrough of the North Hall, and basically I got a good 360 view of everything. And if you look through here, you may have to watch it more than once if I'm being totally honest. But if you look through here, you can see all kinds of different AI companies and computer software, computer hardware, let me see, semiconductors and all kinds of stuff. And there were a whole bunch of really cool people that were walking through as well. It was kind of hard to navigate because there were so many folks. There were camera crew guys that saw the camera, and yeah, cool guy right there. I don't know who he was, but he actually said hello while he was recording as well. So yeah, it was just a bunch of folks doing a bunch of things in the aerospace like technology. You can see here this guy, this booth rather, was AI controlled planes basically. This was the charging station situation that I just showed you guys, the Segway thing. Yeah, it was all very, very cool. So I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to get all of the stuff that I want to get. Let me just go ahead and make a walkthrough video of all of the stuff that I saw. All sorts of little booths and things. But yeah, that will about do it for this particular video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am the Ninjaneer. If you'd like to like, subscribe, or do the other YouTubey things, please do those things by clicking on the links that are provided. I appreciate you guys sitting down and watching this entire video. Thank you so much. And CES was a blast, man. Like, there's not a time in that there was not any time that I spent in the CES area that was not just amazing. Very fun, very engaging, a whole bunch of cool stuff going on all the time, everything everywhere all at once. It was crazy. So yeah, I appreciated the tech as it existed there. I appreciated the people's dedication, their hard work to get everything to work. This goes for everybody, but especially for Aptera. They, like, I could tell that they did a lot of work. They did a lot of effort. They put a lot of effort in to make this work, as did everybody that was at CES. The organizers of the event, dude, I can't even imagine how crazy y'all's job must be, because it was seamless, it was amazing, it was huge. Yeah, just hats off to you, man. Whoever puts these things together, yeah, they're just in another world. All right, one last thing. As Editor Jeff, I would like to mention the fact that I am deeply grateful that 127 of you decided to join the Ninjaneer crew here. I've gotten a record number of views, a record number of watch hours, and I got a donation from a fantastic individual whose name did not come up no matter how hard I tried. So I apologize. I'm going to sit here and figure out the algorithm. And so next time I will start putting the people that are contributing to my channel on the screen at some point. So that's going to be a thing. I have folks, adding revenue to the Ninjaneers channel that is actually going to go to future content and all of that kind of stuff. So thank you guys so much for the amazing number of subscribers, the record number of views. I could not be happier with how you guys responded to my CES coverage. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.